Good evening, everybody. Bonsoir tout le monde. This is Blizzardvark, and it's time for a Sunday night scrim. Tonight we're going to see two newer teams, Nordique Tactique and Violence of Action. Teams are filing into the lobby now, getting ready on their first map, which is going to be Suburbia. So I expect we'll be kicking off in just a couple of minutes. Alright, folks. Looks like we've got both teams fully in the tent. We'll be starting any minute now. Run down the roster real quick. On the Nordique Tactique side, we've got Captain Lardax, Just Pete, McCrae, Des J, and Maxime Jourdain. And on the Violence of Action side, we've got Snobby Rider, Ghost, Squid Liquid, I'm guessing, Shipwreck Sniper, and the BIOS. Two newer teams popping up in the interval in between Season 10 and Season 11. Seen a lot of these players in Onward lobbies though, so obviously they've been putting in the work. Looking forward to see how they do tonight. First map is going to be Suburbia. And first objective is going to be tank objective. This is one objective that can often benefit Marsoc from an early aggressive push. Tank and Burning House are two that tend to favor some early quick speed, so let's see if we're going to see that from either team tonight. pour ceux qui parlent français. Cette cast ce soir sera en anglais seulement. Je suis désolé. Mais je suis très confortable en français. There's the timer ticking down. Nordique have got the northwest spawn.
On va me servir à droite.
Captain Lardax divvying up the tasks. Nordique with a strong, fast push down lanes 1 and 2. Cray's gonna cross Snobby Rider's path, get taken down, and confirmed. Lardax moving up also gets taken down. That's a very powerful position that Snobby Rider's in. Snobby Rider finds just Pete before Dez can finally get in the refrag and clear out that position. Just like that, we are down to a 2v2. 2 defenders left in the vicinity of burning. Dez making his way to the back of middle house as Maxime attempts to rotate around to lane 3. He will be crossing. Oh! Gets the drop on Shipwreck Sniper. In a 2v1, Dez finds Squid. And Nordique Tactique takes round number 1. So very quick early round. Looked bad for the Nordique there at the start there. They were losing a lot of people to that strong Hesco position in the back of middle house. But they were able to rally back from that, even it up to 2v2, and then a couple of quick picks to take the round. Let's see how Violence of Action choose to approach this. There's going to spawn on the other side, on the northeast or the lane 3-4 side. Nordique will get the behind the house spawn. Bios and Shipwreck Sniper heading down lane 4 while Ghost starts a rotation over the lane 1-2 side. And Squid and Snobby immediately push into middle house. They're going to be met by a strong Nordique's defense. Dez and Lardax already inside middle house. Maxime on the porch just outside. Just Pete in the front yard and McRae upstairs in bulk house. Nordique's realizing the importance of that center house. Bios and Snobby probing the rear of middle house. Ghost moves in from lane 2. Will get taken down by Maxime. Shipwreck with some blind fire will not find a target, but Just Pete with a nice nade on Squid puts in the confirm from the front lawn of Volkhouse. Remaining 3 members of Violence of Action still making their way around middle house. Snobby Rider finding Lardax through that open door. McRae and Pete spotting out Shipwreck Sniper, mention and catch him out, while Snobby Rider through the window finds Dez. And Maxime. Now it's a 2v2, it's all up to these 2 defenders in Volkhouse and Volkhouse front yard. Bias and McRae will trade. It's down to a 1v1, Snobby versus Just Pete. Snobby checking those upstairs windows. I'm not sure if he's going to know. Oh, Just Pete putting his rounds into the barricade, but manages to find his target after all. And Nordique will take round 2. So a strong defense on middle house. If Marsaw can gain that upper story of middle house on tank objective, it's quite strong for them. So Nordique was wisely stacked up in there. They did lose a couple of defenders from easy picks from outside the house, so that was unfortunate. We're ticking down for round 3. Round 3 is going to be red car objective. Nordique's back on offense.
Si on les tire, on avance, ils vont tirer dans le tour, on est mort. Fait qu'elles sont des tirés, genre à partir du playground.
Le code est facile.
Du...
70, 60, 2, 4, 8.
Nordique's with an easy code. That'll help. Bounce of action. Worried about a flank, putting in a strong western defense here. McRae with the pre-fire down lane 1 gets an early pick.
Il y en avait un à gauche.
Puts one down, gets the call out in. Meanwhile, Snobby's going to find Dez from across the map. And Ghost will find Maxime. 3 attackers left, Just Pete. Creeping his way up lane 3 with Lardax and McRae on lane 1. Squid trading shots with the lane 1 attackers, trying to get them through that white fence. Flash is going to come out. It's not going to be effective, and Squid's going to pick up McRae as soon as he peeks around that fence.
-1.
Squid finds Captain Lardax as he starts to make the cross on lane 2. Squid and Snobby watching each other's backs here. able to cover lanes 1, 2, and 3, and Snobby on lane 3.
Nice one.
We'll find Just Pete. And VOA will get their first win of the map. So a good defense, violence of action. They know that even though the objective's over on the east side, an awful lot of teams are going to attempt to take this western side first. And hopefully even cross over and flank them from their spawn side. So they had a strong defense on lane 1. They were able to blunt that attack coming through. Take down an attacker, force Lardax to rotate, catch him on his rotation. And then pick off the remaining Nordique attackers as they attempted to push down lanes 3 and 4. So we head into round 4. Nordique on defense.
Okay.
Let's see how they decide to set up. Spawn box drops. No pre-fire coming out. Neither team have been pre-firing right off the bat here. Captain Lardax staying in the rear. Early frag coming out. That was interesting. McRae and Just Pete gonna watch lane 1. Lardax in the rear watching lane 3.
-1, lane 1. Il y en a un deuxième dans lane 1.
Just Pete with the kill and the call out of the second attacker. Lardax finds Snobby Rider in lane 3. Nice play from Just Pete here. Takes down one attacker, does the call out. And then moves to cover lane 3, knowing that McRae is going to have his back and watch lane 1.
Je pense qu'il est confirmé.
Lardax putting in the confirm. A decoy smoke coming out from the BIOS. .5v3, the BIOS and Shipwrecked Sniper in lane 3. Oh, Shipwrecked looking like a blind fire through the fence there. Will get taken out by Captain Lardax. And VOA are down to 2 attackers. The BIOS and Squid.
-1.
Squid getting the down on Captain Lardax. Probably won't be able to confirm him from there, unfortunately, so Lardax will still be able to make callouts.
Be careful right here.
Yep, it's just... Okay, I'm moving all the way around lane 4. I'm going long.
They're right here. Squid. They're right here.
Oh, the BIOS and Squid stacking up like that, and Maxime is going to punish him for that. Putting one burst right through the both of them, and Nordique is going to take round 4. Round 5, we're going to be heading into Middle House. Middle house objective or mansion objective if you play in the EU. Let's have a quick look at the KDRs while we're waiting. Maxime Jourdain and Snobby Rider definitely putting in the work for their respective teams. Not a lot of revives come out yet, not to be expected on a small map like this. Nordique back on offense. I'll be interested to see how aggressively they attack the back of middle house if they do. And if so, are they paying attention to this spot where Dez was in the past, and which can be a very powerful spot for a Evoke defender if they get the quick spawn that enables them to occupy it. Round 5 kicking off, VOA spawning behind middle house. That gives Nordique an extra second or two. Again, no pre-fire down lane 3. And this looks like a strong push coming out from Nordique. Pre-fire coming out on the window of middle house. Smoke's coming out. Trying to isolate middle house from any external defenders. Oh, a TK from Just Pete on Maxime. They'll get the revive in, but the defenders are going to be able to take advantage of that. Just like that, Nordique are down to 2 attackers. Cray rotating off his pre-fire position. Just Pete circling the house, trying to get some picks in through the windows. He is in a good spot to take out that defender at the top of the stairs if he's careful. Looks like he's going to move past that fairly quickly though. Goes to McRae trade. Just Pete attempting to enter with 3 defenders, catches Squid downstairs. Oh, but loses his grip on his weapon and gets taken down by the BIOS. So VOA will take their Volk round and bring the score back up to 3-2. That looked like it was going to be a strong push from Nordique. A lot of folks in the rear of middle house. Good pre-fire, keeping the folks' heads down in that side window. Good use of utility. Smoking off those windows. Not really effective on the front, but the intent was there. Smoke off the front of middle house so that the only defenders you really have to worry about are the ones inside the house. You don't have to worry about someone sitting in a spot like this, or even back in Volk house, getting in your way. It all went well up until they crossed these sandbags. They had an unfortunate TK, or team downing, that slowed their momentum. The revive came out, but that was distracting. Defenders were able to get some kills in right there. And this spot here, what we used to call the pool, that's very much a death trap. You really can't spend much time in that spot right there. So very quickly, Nordique went from 5 attackers to 2 attackers. Still a good try. Managed to make entry, make it to the stairwell, but with 3 folks in the house, I wasn't thinking they were likely to have a chance there. As we get ready for round 6. BOA have to take this. Always a little bit more difficult to take a Marsoc round, whether by deaths or by capping. But middle house can be quite cappable if you can make it upstairs. Mirrored spawns, VOA going to get the northeast, and Nordique going to spawn behind Vogue House. They will not be able to make it to the back of middle house safely. Whether or not they try to do that, we'll see. Pre-fire coming out from Squid will not be effective, while Snobby the BIOS and Ghost. Advance to the back of middle house. Some early shots coming out on the back door, just trying to keep those Vogue defenders from poking their heads out. Maxime and Ghost will trade. Maxime is resible, and Des will manage to get the res. Shipwreck Sniper takes down McRae. He's not going to be able to confirm him. The Nordique very stacked up inside middle house. Oh, Maxime gets too close to that window again though, and Squid is going to punish him for that. It's a 4v3. Lardax looking out the front as Snobby comes in the rear. He will find him. It's going to be a very, very close quarter fight now. Snobby hoping to catch out Dez. Shipwreck Sniper making his way to the front door. Should be called out by McRae. McRae making the call out for Just Pete. Keep putting shots out through that front door. Keep Shipwreck Sniper at bay. Snobby trying to find him, and he does. While the BIOS is looking for that last attacker. There's really only one place he's going to be at this point. He wasn't at the top of the stairs. Let's see if the BIOS, Snobby, and Shipwreck can coordinate this push. Try for a smoke upstairs. Falls a bit short. Gathers it up. Smoking out Dez. Dez is going to have to rotate. And Snobby will find Dez and tie things up 3-3. Very nice play from Violence of Action there. Nordique were stacked up inside middle house. Without early picks through the windows, without throwing utility in through the windows. That was going to be a hard building for VOA to breach. But they got in, they got 2 people on the ground floor, and they managed to take their time. Once they were in, a lot of teams, the tendency is to want to exploit that momentum and rush up the stairs. And very often that can lead to attackers getting taken out just one after the other. That was good, they took their time. Cleared out the defender across the street. Took out the defender at the top of the stairs. So by the time they made their last assault, it was really a matter of who was going to kill that last defender. Was it going to be Marsoc number 1, 2, or 3 heading up those stairs? This is it. This is the tiebreaker, round number 7. Grey car objective. VOA back on defense.
Ils ont tiré 2 fois.
Non, non, ils peuvent pas spawn kill ici. Ouais. Ils peuvent pas spawn kill ici.
Nordique setting up for a flank. McRae heading upstairs in middle house. Trying to get some early picks.
Nope.
Snobby Rider finding Maxime and Dez. Shutting down that approach. Ghost and McRae trading fire through the window of middle house. McRae gets a bit too peeky and Ghost will take him down. Nordique are down to Lardax and Just Pete. Oh, but Just Pete will find Snubby Rider over on lane 4, but Squid catches him out on the cross. All up to Captain Lardax on lane 4. But he's got a flanker moving in on him. Ghost makes the flank. Comes in on the back of Captain Lardax. And VOA will take round 7 and map number 1. And it looks like everyone has stuck around for the map change. As we head into map number 2, it's going to be Bazaar. One of my favorite maps. Nordique are going to start off on defense, and they've got everyone's favorite objective to defend, the Coyote building objective. And when I say everyone's favorite, I'm lying, because no one likes defending this one. There are just so many places that this can be capped from. Whether it's the room on either side, the room above, the room on either side above, these balconies. There's nothing worse than being the last 2 defenders in the Coyote, running around, trying not to get capped on. There are the beeps. Violence of action are going to get the southeast spawn.
Select the smoke.
Spawn box drop. Nordique are sending Just Pete into the market. Des into the Kayak, Captain Lardax in the back. Maxime Jourdain on the stairs, looks like, or heading into kill box on the west side. While McRae is going to take up a position in the far east. Meanwhile, Violence of Action are taking up some early positions, trying to get some early picks. Bios and Squid watching Killbox while Shipwreck Sniper prepares to cross in the area of Mini Market and Ghost. Starts creeping across Main Street, straight in. Just Pete at the fountain, watching a lot of angles, but he will be the first one to spot out the Ghost's approach. Just misses seeing him, but nope. I was wrong. Rotates around, triggers the C4, downs both of them. Very nicely placed C4. Not yet putting in the confirm. Meantime, the rest of VOA make their way in through the kill box. They will be heard by Maxime, as Just Pete puts in the confirms over in the market. Maxime hears that creeping up. Finds Squid. Gets back down before Shipwreck can put in the refrag. Nice rotation from Maxime. Nordique would have a good kill count. They know they're down to 2 attackers. Nicely done. Shipwreck finds the back of Maxim as he was rechecking out that angle into kill box. The Bios making his way into the back of Kayat, should be caught out by Captain Lardax. Oh, the Bios finding Captain Lardax. Rotating away. Lardax will be able to get the call out in. At the same time, Shipwreck Sniper is calling out positions from his side. Bios finds Dez. Bios is dangerously close to objective. Bios waiting. Oh, he's gonna kick himself. He should have capped. He should have attempted the cap. As VOA will run out of time and Nordique will take round number 1. Just Pete starting things off with a very nicely placed C4. Wasn't there to tell at what point he placed or threw at C4 on that side, but perfectly timed, taking down those 2 attackers. Really cutting VOA's approach in half. Fountain is a strong position. The only drawback is it's a well-known position, and teams tend to throw utility in that spot. And I'm guessing that's something VOA is going to do next time. As we wait for the timer, see how Nordique are going to approach this. See how much of their Marsoc strategy is based around countering the kind of defense that they themselves just put up. Team's taken a little while in the tent there. Doesn't look like we've had a drop. I'm just going to spend my time flying around the map. Oh. And perhaps we do have a technical issue. Either that or they're going to swap out a player. But looks like Maxime has dropped. Well, there we go. We've got Maxime back. Hopefully any issue that they have been having has been resolved and we can carry on. There we go. Round 2. I think I'm going to get the southwest spawn. Let's see, they're still going to push anyone east. They had an early east defense, makes me think they also like coming up that eastern side. Let's see if they do that even with a power spawn. VOA stacking up 3 in Coyote. Snobby Raider heading into the kill box. Shipwreck Sniper upstairs in Kaio putting out his drone. Early pre-fire from McRae. Won't catch anyone out, but may cover just Pete's approach. Oh, McRae catching out Shipwreck Sniper got a little bit too peaky. Actually not a bad thing. If I was Sniper, I would be in that doorway, making callouts, telling my team not to res me right away. Just Pete, dangerously close to objective. Smoke's coming out. Just Pete is on objective. He's on objective in the smoke. He's got tablet out. This could be a cap. Bios coming in, running through the smoke, looking for anyone. Bios will catch Just Pete. Squid and Snobby collapsing on objective. I was really expecting to see a TK there from a lot of overeager defenders. Bios waiting for the smoke to clear. Not putting the confirm in on Just Pete. Just Pete probably being very quiet right now, waiting for his moment to give callouts. Squid and Snobby trading shots with Captain Lardax and Dez. While Ghost finds McRae up in those apartments. Starts rotating back to objective, just missing Maxime. Squid puts in the confirm on Just Pete. Maxime finds Ghost.
Moyo.
Down to 2v2. No one has put in the res on Shipwreck, so I'm guessing they can't find Shipwreck's body.
What? Why couldn't they didn't? Okay. I'm downed.
We have one downstairs. I can't see him. I can only hear him. He's still making callouts.
Shipwreck calling out Squid. I think he thinks Squid is a downed enemy player. Now the BIOS has to start rotating. Too many places he can get capped on from. Like this one, for example, that's my favorite spot. Dez is on objective in the other room, but he's got tablet out. He's got all the time in the world. He should be able to get this code in before the BIOS rotates back down. And he does. Dez gets the cap. Nordique takes round 2, making it 3-0. Let's give them those points. Very nice attack by the Nordique. Nice early push. Just Pete combined with suppression from McRae. Really surprised that cap did not go in. Just Pete was on objective in the smoke. Slightly faster, and it would have been a very early cap. but even that, after that, even with the crash back to objective, Dez managing to pick his moment, get into that capping spot in the other room, and put the code in. Very nicely done. And we'll be heading into round number 3 in a second. Tank objective, one of the newer objectives on Bazaar. Pretty fun one. Haven't played it a ton, but I've seen a fair number of caps on this. Let's see how Nordique choose to defend. Balance of action, gonna get the Kai out spawn.
And I couldn't find anyone else.
I'm going around.
Gotcha.
I'm with you, Ghost. Yep, yep.
Let's go.
Alright, so we'll be pushing center. Making my push.
Squid and Ghost heading west.
We got this, guys.
Snobby and the Bios heading down through East Courtyard. Shipwreck Sniper making his way over to East Wall Compound. Looking for some early picks. Not going to find any, but he's going to run into
One down.
Dez. Dez making an aggressive push to the northeast corner.
-1.
With his gun down, he's going to get taken out by Shipwrecked. Rest of Nordique staying closer to objective, just Pete. It's going to take over watching East Walled Compound. Lardax closest to objective, McRae watching the south, and Maxime Jourdain watching the market and the east end of Main Street. So if Ghost and Squid choose to head south right now, one or both of them, that would be their most dangerous approach. Maxime can be in a good position to catch out Snobby and the Bios. That's a difficult corner for them to turn. But if the Ghost and Squid are quiet enough, they can find the back of Maxime. Oh, Squid moving up fairly quickly. He's making some noise. McRae finds the Ghost on that southern rotation. Lardax spots out Shipwreck Sniper in East Wall Compound. Maxime finds the Bios. Maxime carries on with his flank, catches out Shipwrecked, and catches out Snobby. A little quicker on the trigger there. Just Pete and Lardax raking down the smoke on either side of the tank, just in case. Maxime rotating up on top of Scapels just in time to get taken down by Squid. It's a 1v2 with one Resible, and that Resible is right out in the open. I don't imagine Squid is going to attempt that. Uh-oh, Squid leading with the smoke. That will give away his position. Just Pete breaking the smoke. While Lardax rotates west rather, and catching out Squid. And with that, Nordique Tactique a gagné la deuxième carte 4-0. That was a nice defense. Lost an early defender on that aggressive northeast push. Held it together after that. Very nice flank and rotation from Maxime. Really pulling his weight on that one. And with that, the teams stand at 1 match apiece as we head into the tiebreaker, which is going to be Downfall. So we're waiting on a couple of Violence of Action members. Not sure if they're doing a swap of players. Max, are you watching my stream? I guess I'll find out in a minute. While we wait for our last member of Violence of Action to rejoin, let's take a quick look around. We're on Downfall. First objective is going to be Lower Dumpster. Essentially 2 ways to cap this one. It's either going to be a sneaky cap in through the basement or behind that rock wall, or it's going to be somebody making it up to this position here, normally killing the last defender inside that dark room and putting in the cap. Fairly defensible objective in my opinion. Volk really need a way of keeping that back door locked down, whether it's putting folks up in White House or South Watch. Maybe somebody in Upper Dumpster. But if they can keep Marsoc from gaining entrance to that uplink building, This position here, the final defender in dark room, typically can take out anyone who gets too close to objective. Although more and more teams now are coming in with M203 HE frag launchers and just shooting a grenade into that dark room just on spec because they know someone's going to be in there. Marsoc with 3 potential spawns for this objective. The first one, the close spawn, being here, and behind North Brothel. If not, then North Villa spawn or Marsoc spawn. Normally defenders are worried about that North Brothel spawn just because you can be seen, or at least you can be engaged immediately after the timer ticks down, but myself, more and more, I worry about them spawning over that hill down on the Marsoc side. Oh, BIOS is back in the lobby. Hopefully we'll be kicking off in just a second. So it was a very closely fought map number 1 on Suburbia. Map number 2, Bazaar, the Nordique really showed their experience on that map, showed their capping ability. As we go from small to medium to now a large map. Let's see which team is more comfortable on that. There's the timer. Nordique are going to get North Villa spawn. VOA looking for that quick spawn.
Okay, run it.
VOA pushing out, Snobby Rider heading into Valley. Ghost and the BIOS heading into Center Hotel. Snobby's going to occupy White House with Squid and Shipwreck Sniper on Uplink Building. So a very tucked in defense. Meanwhile, Nordique with a strong eastern push, 4 players. As one makes his way into Upper Red Truck. Shipwreck rotating to West Church. Is he going to attempt Brothel? Yeah, Shipwrecked. He's attempting to make his way into Brothel. Dangerous rotation. Don't think he knows you can't get in the downstairs on Brothel.
I'm gonna hang tight in the closet over here. They just took advantage.
Shipwrecked has been spotted. Now his only options are go into darkroom or attempt that ramp to get upstairs in Brothel. Because most players can't actually walk into that downstairs door on Brothel. Meanwhile, in the south, Nordique making their way up through Valley. Snobby Rider rotating the window at just the right time to take down Dez and McRae.
Back up, back up, back up, back up. Sont-ils en vie?
No.
Check s'ils sont en vie. Non? Ok. Ok, on back up, man. C'est un bon plan.
Lardax and Just Pete confirming that both their teammates are dead.
Faut qu'on... Dépêche-toi, Mathieu.
Ouais. J'ai juste mis le marcheur.
Jordan,
Non, ben.
on revient du checkpoint, on s'est fait gunner.
Snobby Rider's going to rotate out.
Rotor, helicopter, whatever the fuck you call it.
Ghost taking down Maxime as he continues his rotation all the way over to Heli 2 story, but will be unable to get the confirm in from where he is. Snobby Rider in White House is able to find out Lardax. Just missing Just Pete. VOA should have a good kill count. They know they're dealing with their last attacker up on the hill in Marsoc North. And with 5 players still up, they can afford to just keep suppressing from all angles.
On va essayer de venir t'aider. Ouais, dans la merde.
Just Pete's got no choice. He's got to attempt a long rotation. Maxime's still alive in Heli 2 story, can give him some information.
0,5 dessus de l'autre bord. Fuck!
1 minute 30 left on the clock. Maxime should be able to tell Pete that the way is clear all the way up until helicopter. One minute left on the clock. 5 defenders. This is just Pete's moment. He's been training for this. He's ready for this. Here comes the clutch.
There we go. Good job, guys.
And the violence of action will take their defensive round with all 5 defenders still up at the end. Nice work by Snobby Rider up in White House. I'm not sure if that was planned or not, but he did not expose himself at that window until all 3 Marsoc were really committed in that valley. 2 quick kills. Sorry, all 4 Marsoc were in that valley. 2 quick kills. Rotation outside of White House just in case they were starting to target that window. Picked up another one in Marsoc building. And essentially shut down that main line of attack that Nordique had committed so many of their players to. Always a good morale boost when you can defend an objective like that. Keeping all your defenders alive and not allowing any of the attackers really anywhere near it. Like, they didn't get within 2 buildings worth of jumping off points. Quick check, yep. All our players are still here. Just waiting for everybody to ready up. All of you Quest players watching this stream or this playback, this is what Downfall's supposed to look like. And there's the timer for round 2. Same spawns, North Villa.
Ouais, va falloir, je pense, à une solution pour cet été.
Ouais, mais qu'il fasse 40, là, ça va être
Ouais, j'aurais pensé à ça. Qu'est-ce que ça a l'air, Matt?
Je suis bien dans
Nordique checking for quick spawn,
On les voit errer d'habitude.
waiting for the spawn box to drop. Maxime is going to push up into Center Hotel. McRae's going to be in Upper Dumpster. Des pushing up to Marsoc Ridge. Just Pete in West Church. And Captain Lardax on objective. Des making a risky rotation. If they had spawned in Marsoc Crater, that could have turned out very badly. McRae spotting out bonds of action who are making a 2-2 split down the east side and hopscotching through red truck buildings.
Je me fais tirer dans le building à côté de l'objectif, fait que je vais essayer de sortir de là. Je serai pas efficace là.
He's behind it. There's also one in the little bungalow right in front of the upper.
Snobby and Ghost heading down through lower red truck. All the Bios and Squid down the east side. And Shipwreck Sniper heading for North Hotel. Unfortunately, Maxime was already on the roof of Center Hotel, and he's going to deny Sniper that cross.
Moi, je l'ai peut-être confirmé, je vous l'assure.
Over in the east, Squid's going to find Dez up on Marsoc. Snobby and Maxime trading shots. Sorry, no. Snobby attempt. Maxime taking shots at Squid up on Marsoc. Snobby attempting the refrag. BOA's eastern push has been reduced to just the BIOS. Ghost taking down Maxime with a headshot on Center Hotel. That will help. Now they really need to suppress Captain Lardax. Keep him out of that window so they can move up. Just Pete rotating out, starting to watch for a far west flank. Lardax continuing to watch the middle. McRae mostly watching the south in the valley. Nordique should have a decent kill count. They should be expecting that they did not get everyone up on Marsoc Ridge. McRae really needs to trust that the other two have got the center and west buttoned up and really needs to watch that south.
Quelqu'un qui surveille le sud.
And just as I say that, Lardax calls out to him and just confirms that he is watching south. Ghost and Snobby continuing to inch their way up the west side. Shots come out from Ghost, they're not going to find their target. Lardax does know where he is now. Ghost finding Just Pete in the west. That is big. If Ghost can keep Lardax occupied while Snobby makes it up on top of Center Hotel. Unfortunately, he does not. Lardax spots out Snobby and shoots him. The BIOS not going south, but instead pushing down through the bungalows. Barely a minute left. BIOS is much too far from objective. Ghost finds McRae, it's a 2v1. Lardax out on objective. Not going to stay tucked in, he's going to come out and try to take the fight to Ghost. Lardax and Ghost trade. BIOS is still up, so VOA are going to take that round. That was a fairly even round. There's some good shots on both sides there. Good coordination between McRae and Maxime on spotting out those attackers up on the Marsoc twins. Taking down one attacker and just kind of leaving the BIOS there. They both kind of turned their attention away. If the BIOS had continued around south, there is a chance he would have been able to catch out McRae in dark room of upper dumpster there. That was a good attempt by Lardax coming out, knowing that he really couldn't afford to sit still in on objective there. He had to take the fight to the enemy. Unfortunately, he traded. If he had downed or killed Ghost, then the BIOS would have been probably too far from objective to get there in time, and Lardax at that point potentially could have just avoided getting killed, and VOA would have run out of time. We'll be heading into round number 3, not going very far. We're going all the way from lower dumpster up to upper dumpster. Upper dumpster, a little bit more defensible. You cannot cover it fully from the high ground in White House or South Watch, but you can certainly cover a lot of the approaches to this objective. If you're the only defender left and you're sitting up there, then yes, an attacker can make it into the shadow of this building, or they can make it inside this dark room. And you'll be too far away from objective to prevent the cap from going in. But I think of all the objectives on Downfall, this one I think has a couple of nice spots where you can tuck in, you can protect yourself from being sniped, and instead of watching windows, you can just watch these wide open spaces and wait for crosses. Nordique back on the offense. They're going to get North Hotel spawn. VOA on defense. See if the Nordique are going to attempt get some early picks. Yep, free fire coming out from McRae. McRae makes the rotation down to North Guard. Maxime pushing out down the middle. And looks like the rest of Nordique are going to rotate back off the hotel and follow them. Lardax making a risky rotation down the hill from North Hotel. After the first few seconds is always risky if BOA had managed to occupy the high ground. Ghost and White House watching east. McRae taking shots at White House and then attempting a rotation. We'll get punished for it. Lardax continuing to sneak down west.
Non, non, il est dans le bâtiment où c'est que la fenêtre peut voir vers nous autres. Yeah, je l'ai eu.
Maxime in a very nice position,
Confirmé.
calling out Ghost and downs him.
Fait qu'on a perdu un. Ils en ont perdu un. Non, Pete il est à côté de nous autres.
Je suis en arrière de vous autres, les boys. Je suis en arrière de vous autres.
Moi je dis qu'il est à l'hôtel central.
Maxime, just Pete and Dez sharing the information. Trying to get intel on that next defender. They know there's going to be somebody in Center Hotel. Oh, the BIOS choosing to make a rotation just as Maxime's coming down that hill gets taken out. Maxime knows that he was not able to confirm Ghost. And the callouts will be coming out. Just not right this second. Snobby on the roof of Center Hotel is going to take down just Pete, but Lardax is right below him.
Center Hotel. There's a guy in my building.
Snobby hears him moving around, calls him out.
He's in here. He's in here. He's talking. I hear him.
Snobby's just going to wait him out. Lardax doesn't have a lot of time. He's got to clear out Center Hotel.
To the upstairs for me.
They've got to clear out Snobby's position if Maxime and Dez want to make it down that hill. Or they've got to suppress. Unless Snobby gets distracted by Lardax, pops his head up for Maxime to shoot. Snobby standing up a little bit there.
Il est rendu sur le toit en haut.
Maxime just misses.
Fait que je vais avoir besoin d'un tir de suppression sur le couloir central.
Max calling for suppression on Center Hotel.
J'ai besoin d'un tir de suppression sur le toit.
Max saying he needs suppression on the roof. Des starting to suppress. Max will make it into upper dumpster. Checking the... Snobby finds Lardax in Center Hotel. Max finds Shipwrecked, but gets refragged, and Snobby from Center Hotel manages to take down Dez. And Violence of Action will take their third round on Downfall. Just put up the minimap so you can see where everybody ended up dying. Not a bad push by Nordique down the eastern side, led by Maxime Jourdain, it looked like. Managing to catch out Ghost in White House really opens up that side, managing to make it to South Center Bungalow. Kind of stalled. They kind of stalled there, however. They really needed to deal with Snobby Rider faster. They had Lardax downstairs in Center Hotel. They had Dez available for suppression. They should have attempted to make that cross from South Center Bungalow over to Upper Dumpster a little bit sooner. With that, with the picks that Maxime was able to get on Ghost and Shipwreck Sniper, yeah, that could have easily been a cap. Even if they had only suppressed Center Hotel roof and prevented him from rotating all the way back to objective. Could have been a cap, but we live and we learn. Also, it's much easier to play Onward if you're, like me, watching everything from above with lasers and player outlines turned on. I know for these guys in there playing it, it's a much different story. Make sure we still have everybody. As we wait to kick off round 4, Nordique's defensive round on Upper Dumpster objective. For Nordique, this is it. They have to win this round. In fact, they have to win at least the next 3 rounds. If they can defend this, cap the next round, defend the round after that, they can still take this map. It's not easy when it's 3-0, but it is possible. Round number 4, same spawns. Violence of Action will get North Hotel.
Try to spot out as many as you can for me.
Squid, Snobby, and the BIOS making that rotation down into North Guard as the Ghost starts heading east. Shipwreck Sniper attempting to spot any defenders heading up Marsoc Ridge or into White House. Early shots from Snobby. They're not going to find their target.
Between the two bungalows in the middle.
Told you that.
But Ghost will find Maxime Jourdain over on the east side.
Two at twins facing me. I might have gotten one, but I don't have a clarification.
Looks like Maxime attempted to take that tower, which is always risky.
One's in tower, south tower, and one's in the left twin facing me in the back windows.
Ghost not realizing that he's managed to kill one of the defenders already. Captain Lardax in a powerful position, north center bungalow. Able to catch a lot of the crosses from anybody on the western side as they attempt to make it up to the objective. Ghost making his way over to Marsoc. Well, Shipwreck Sniper is able to take out McRae on objective building. Nordique are down to one left on objective. One in the east, one in the middle. Oh, Lardax getting very exposed here. He's trying to watch both directions at once. He's not aware how far forward Snobby has made it. Snobby will take him down from Center Hotel. Just Pete getting peeky. As Dez rotates back through Valley. Dez needs to find a spot here either on the ridge or in White House and provide some overwatch, prevent anyone making that final cross to Just Pete's position. Pete really needs to stay tucked in. If Marsoc can take down Just Pete right now, objective is going to be open, and it's just going to be a foot race to whoever can get there first.
There's a guy on the backside of objective.
Snobby Rider calling out just Pete's position. As Ghost makes his way up through Valley. Ghost is going to find the back of Just Pete. Dez is going to rotate. Ghost wasn't expecting that. Dez takes him down, but he is the last defender. Dez may realize that. He may feel it's just too risky to attempt that rotation. But if he cannot spot out Snobby Rider's approach, it's Snobby Rider dashes. No, but Snobby Rider will probably catch out Dez next time he pops his head up. He is keeping his rifle trained on that side. Snobby Rider checking the code. He might think the last defender is in White House, and he'll be able to sneak up the shadow of this wall. Dez really needs to be checking objective. Dez is not checking objective. Snobby's on uplink. Snobby's got tablet out. Cap's going in. He's got lots of time. Hopefully he's telling his teammates, do not shoot if you see that last defender. We'd rather get 2 points than 1. Snobby's ticking in the code. Shipwrecked. Gonna put the code in too. Can't stand waiting. But Snobby Rider does get the cap. Violence of action will sweep map number 3, 5-0. And that will be it for us. So, thanks to the few of you who tuned in this evening. And thanks to the team for letting me cast. Hopefully this will be useful for you to go back and take a look. But with that, Violence of Action, we're just going to take this Scrim 2 maps to 1 over Nordique Tactique. And that will be it for me. So this is Blizzard Vark thanking you all and saying you all have a good night.